Hello there, everyone. It's me, Jude the Jedi Boy, and welcome back to the Star Wars 3. Today on the channel, we will be discussing what are, in my opinion, the top 10 best bounty hunters in Star Wars canon. Now, if you have not watched the Clone Wars TV show yet, you might not know a lot of these, so it's my job to explain them to you and all their achievements. Now, enough talking. Let's get along with the video. At number 10, I have Parthasarathy. Parthasarathy was a female feline bounty hunter. Not much is known about her, except that she often worked for the notorious crime syndicate known as the Hutts, and had many successful jobs with them. Now, at number 9, I have one of the most interesting bounty hunters on the list, Aurra Sing. Aurra Sing was a female I can't speak. Born on the planet of Nar Shaddaa at an early age, she was found to be Force-sensitive and taken to the Jedi Temple to begin her training. But due to an unfortunate series of events and tragedies, she ended up leaving the Jedi Order and became a bounty hunter. She quickly became one of the most well-known bounty hunters in the galaxy, but not the most successful. She had a romantic relationship with pirate Hondo Ohnaka, and often looked after and taught a young Boba Fett. She was later killed by Tobias Beckett when he pushed her off a cliff. Next up at number 8, I have IG-88. IG-88 was a deadly assassin droid manufactured by Holowan Laboratories. It was programmed to be an independent thinking and mechanical killing machine, but unfortunately for the scientists, it became a little too independent thinking, and he killed them and escaped from the factory he was made. He became one of the best bounty hunters in the galaxy, and his skills during the Galactic Civil War were considered only second to Boba Fett. He was one of the 5 bounty hunters assigned to track down Han Solo and Princess Leia, and he actually got to them first. But unfortunately for IG-88, Boba Fett wanted the bounty all to himself, and he ended up getting scrapped. Moving on to number 7, we have Dengar. Nicknamed Payback for always taking revenge on the people who wronged him, he was another bounty hunter shown during Vader's No Disintegration scene. He, like Han Solo, was from Corellian heritage and only started doing bounty hunting as a side gig, because the main thing he was good at was swoop bike racing. For those of you who don't know, swoop bike racing was an extremely dangerous race where people would use modified swoop bikes to race, and they would bet money. He was extremely good at this. But thanks to an unfortunate accident where Han Solo knocked him off his bike, he had to get cybernetic implants to save himself, and he could never do swoop bike racing again. He then took up bounty hunting full-time and vowed that he would get revenge on Han Solo for the incident that cost him his career. He was often considered one of the most ruthless bounty hunters in the galaxy, and he was always on the tail of anyone who had a price on their head. Now, we are on to the number 6 spot. We have the Mandalorian. Now, some of you might be a little surprised to see him this low, and believe me, it was a hard choice. But the bounty hunters that are coming up next were just a little better. Now, anyways, not a whole lot is known about Mando except that, he's a Mandalorian, and he was rescued by the Mandalorians early in his life. He did not serve any specific factions, but only worked for the highest bidder. He was known to be the father of the child, or Baby Yoda. He's definitely one of the cooler bounty hunters, and I can't wait for The Mandalorian Season 2 to come out. Next up at number 5, we have Embo. Embo was not only one of the best, but one of the most stylish bounty hunters in the galaxy. Brandishing a modified bowcaster and a large rimmed circular hat, they used both offensively and defensively. Embo was feared among many outlaws, and was considered second only to Cad Bane during the Clone Wars era. He was a male Kuzon and preferred to only speak in his native language. He owned a pet Anuba that he named Merok and was always by his side. He often worked for the Hutt crime syndicate and sometimes the Separatists, where he managed to nearly assassinate Rush Clovis and nearly beat Anakin Skywalker in hand-to-hand combat. Now, at number 4, we have one of my favorite bounty hunters on this list, Bossk. Bossk was a Trandoshan bounty hunter and one of the most feared in the galaxy. He would often take the most dangerous jobs, not for the credits, but for the thrill of the hunt. Like a Trandoshan, he considered hunting to be a rite of passage, and he was known to kill his targets in the most gruesome ways. He served mainly the Empire and Hutt syndicates in both the Clone Wars and the Galactic Civil War. Next up, at number 3, we have Jango Fett. Jango Fett was the father of Boba Fett and the clone template for the Republic's clone army. He was adopted into the Mandalorians after his parents were killed at a very young age. He was one of the most certified Jedi killers in the galaxy and one of the most successful bounty hunters, until he was unfortunately killed by Mace Windu in the first battle of Geonosis. Now, at our number 2 spot, we have Boba Fett. Boba Fett was the son/clone of bounty hunter Jango Fett. Boba entered the field at a very young age, and despite his inexperience, he was still successful in his early days. When he finally reached his teens, he adopted his father's old Mandalorian armor and a ship, the Slave One. He would use an impressive array of gadgets, rockets, and blasters to track down his targets, and his signature trademark was to disintegrate them. He was considered the best bounty hunter in the galaxy during the Galactic Civil War. He eventually fell into Jabba the Hutt's Sarlacc pit during the Return of the Jedi, and was presumably killed, but we'll have to see about that in the next season of The Mandalorian. Now, taking our number 1 spot is Cad Bane. This Duros needs no introduction. A favorite among fans, Cad Bane first appeared in the Clone Wars TV show, which I highly recommend if you haven't checked it out yet, and was considered the best bounty hunter in the galaxy after Jango Fett was killed. Utilizing cutting weaponry, his intellect, and devastation tactics to complete his mission, he's only loyal to credits and never worked for any specific factions. He always wore a cool hat and briefing tubes to counter force chokes, along with rocket boots for extra mobility. He is the only one in the galaxy who has been successful into breaking into the Jedi Temple and stealing a holocron. He is at his best when he is given time to come up with a plan. Well, okay, that's all for this video. See you Padawans next time. Oh, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out.
Do it!